Go ahead, Eric, please.
But you obviously get the huge game offensively out of Giannis, but Drew and Chris struggle. What did you see that led to their struggles tonight?
You always give credit to the defense. Those guys, do a good job, and there's probably a few looks that, I think that they got to go in. When you're playing against a good defensive team, you get a good, clean one. Drew was getting to the paint a lot. I liked his aggressiveness. So, I think we need all three of those guys, and I think they just keep working. They'll come good.
And then defensively with Paul and Booker, what did you see tonight? It felt like they were still getting loose and kind of getting to their spots.
We'll look at the film. I thought, Drew and his pressure and being up, and I think it'll be like every game. There'll be some good stuff. There'll be some ones where they're hitting tough shots. So we just got to keep making it tough on them.
Back right to Jim. Go ahead, please.
I guess you speak a little bit to I guess what Giannis tried to do or did do there in the third quarter. I think 13 straight points for the team to kind of cut that deficit. And then I guess after that, you probably needed somebody to make some shots after. So what did you kind of see as he kind of took over a little bit offensively, but then couldn't quite sustain it?
No, I think it's a 6-point game with 4.5 minutes to go. I think we had an open wing three, that had cut it to three, and I think a couple of offensive boards. We couldn't get that rebound that we needed. So I thought the group, after being down 15, 16, whatever it was, Giannis took a big load, and we were right there with 4.5 to go. So I think we just got to go home. Look at the film again tonight, and just keep working to get better against this group.
Second row on the left to Tim.
Mike, you mentioned those rebounds in the fourth quarter. Obviously, you went small to kind of combat them. Is that part of the calculus in terms of deciding whether to go small instead of having Brooke on the court when you put yourself in position to maybe give up some of those?
Yeah, no, it's the great part about the playoffs. Sometimes you need to play smaller, more shooting, things of that nature, and it can hurt you in other areas. It's like that give and take game, and I thought Brooke had good minutes. I thought Brooke helped us, but that small group, we've had to do it in other series and other games. They've got to rebound, and everybody's got to participate. So you got to be able to do both.
You guys talked about wanting to limit them in transition and at the line. You're able to do that, but then they get a little loose from three, get 23s. Was there anything that you guys broke down at in that respect, or was that more of what they were doing offensively?
A little bit of both. I think, their ability to kind of, make the pass kind of on time, on target. Paul and Booker attract a lot of attention, and, particularly in the first half, I think they made us pay a little bit for that extra attention on them. Bridges hit some shots. Crowder hit some shots. They make 23s tonight. So I think, and then they made some tough ones too. But I think, their ability to attract a little bit of attention and then make the pass and guys make shots, hopefully that's an area where we can improve.
To the row on the right, go ahead.
Bud, I think Giannis played 40 minutes tonight. Is there any limit to the number of minutes he can play right now? And for you personally, is it difficult to lean on him as much as you have to right now, considering the injury he's playing with?
Yeah, I think, there's feedback between, him and myself and the sports performance. And, I think he's in a pretty good place. Obviously, conditioning wise, it's, to take, first of all, to have the injury and then have, 5 days, 6 days, whatever it was before game one. But he wants to be out there. It's hard to, but I think he understands, and I think he'll be better going into game 3, his conditioning, everything. So, I think he wants us to lean on him hard. He wants, as much responsibility as we can give him, and that's part of what makes him great.
And just a quick follow-up. Physically, is there anything you feel like is different to his game right now, or are you seeing he's able to do all the same things?
Yeah, I would say pretty much, the norm, which is very good and very special. So, we just need him to keep pushing.
Second row on the right to Laurie.
I wanted to go back to Drew. You really don't have a lot of time for practice and rest. So do you talk to him about shot selection, go inside constantly to get things rolling? And I know, secondly, you like to play free, and every team wants to get a lead. And so do you maybe have some more structure in the next game, set plays, things like that, just to get him rolling? Or what do you do if it's not those things?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Drew, got some good looks. I actually think there's some opportunities where he can be even more aggressive. He's got to be aggressive from the 3-point line. He's got to be aggressive getting to the paint, and he was. And so, are there, things we'll walk through and we'll talk about? Yeah, but at the end of the day, we've built our habits. This group has done a lot of good things, and we're going home. We're excited about our crowd. We're excited about being there. And we got to go play our game. Drew's got to play his game. He knows how to play. He and I will talk, but it'll be more just keep being aggressive. And, our spacing, I think, was better tonight. I think his opportunities were better. And I think we just got to keep doing that going into game 3.
Front row to Melissa. Go, please.
Hey, Bud. There was a clip of Giannis being extremely vocal during a timeout. What did you think of just the intensity that he showed from literally tip-off through the entire game?
Yeah, no, he's impressive. I think his leadership – he's always taking that on, and I think growing there. And he and Chris and Tuck in the timeouts, the group. I think there's a ton of togetherness, and it's good. That's what you need. You're in a hostile environment, and so I just love the way Giannis talks to his teammates. Even the other night when he was out, the connection, and he's a great leader.
Back row on the left. Jeff?
Mike, obviously down 2-0 and you've trailed, for most of both games. But then there were a couple times you've been a couple possessions away. So, how close do you think you are? What do you leave here feeling good about?
Yeah, I think both first quarters we've been pretty good, or, we've been in a good place. The second quarter tonight stands out. The last 4 or 5 minutes of the second quarter, we're able to get some separation that I think hurt, and again in the start of the third quarter. So, but I think defensively, I think there's some progress, some improvement, and we just got to keep working that end. And same thing offensively. We just got to get better. We got to go home and play good basketball.
Second row to Eric.
You guys got it to 5, 93-88, and then Giannis needed to come out. What was ailing him in that moment?
Was that early fourth quarter? I think the 10 or 11 minute mark of the fourth quarter?
Maybe a little bit later, but yeah.
Yeah, I think he had a I probably shouldn't say anything, but I'm pretty certain it was a cramp, or he felt not anything with the injury or anything. I think just a little bit of a cramping. Get some fluids in him, just get him a little bit of a rest, was what he was feeling at that point, if I'm pretty sure we're talking about the same time.
Any more questions?
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Coach.